Hello, my name is Brother Fluffy, and this is BattleTech by Harebrained Studios. BattleTech is the newest turn-based tactics game set in the BattleTech universe. BattleTech being a popular tabletop game going back all the way back to the 80s. It's had a couple computer games, notably the MechWarrior series, MechWarrior 1 through 4 and MechWarrior Online, as well as a couple strategy games, such as Mech Commander 1 and 2. This is the backer beta here, so just for full disclosure, I did help kickstart the game, and as a result, they did let me into their lovely little beta here. Right now, in the beta, the only thing available is single-player versus AI skirmish, but they are going to add multiplayer beta, and I'll release a video when that one's coming out, so you can see me get my butt whooped by other people.
Welcome, Commander.
Thank you. And right now, what we're going to do is, as you can see, this is the skirmish mode, and we have our lance and our opponent, which is the AI. AI has only a single setting. It's pretty competent, not the greatest. Sometimes it will not exploit weaknesses or do silly things, but otherwise it's pretty good. As you can see here, we've got a wide list of mechs, battle mechs, which are the giant robots that will destroy each other for our amusement. And you can, as you can see here, you can customize both yours and your enemies. So if you wanted to be really mean, you could give them all urban mechs and then take a whole bunch of heavies and assaults and then proceed to just obliterate them. I am going to go ahead and try and keep this fair to some extent, because it would not be a proper demonstration if it was just me whooping on somebody. And these are not all the battle mechs in the game. We're missing a couple like the Warhammer and Marauder. But it's a still pretty good list for a beta, early beta, and all the way up from the 100-ton king of the battlefield, the Atlas, to the tiny Locust, which is only 20 tons, and which the Atlas in the lore can actually pick up and throw for scary, scary thoughts. And this number here, MV, indicates its C-bill value, C-bill being the unit of currency in the BattleTech universe. As you can see, the 20-ton Locust is only 1.8 million, whereas the heavy Atlas is 11.4 million. And the reason those values are important, because if you look here, we have our lance value budget, which is the maximum cap. So we cannot exceed this cap. As you can see, I've exceeded the cap, and it's telling me I can't do that. It probably won't let me play the game. And so what I can do here is I've got to make this work by taking some of these down to a cheaper option. So we're going to go ahead and go with the Jaeger mech for our heavy, and swap out the Centurion for a Panther, which is a nice mech there, and then for our Scout is going to be a Jenner. Alright. And the other thing is the pilots. Each pilot has their own unique scores, unique stats, and abilities. For example, they have 4 stats: gunnery, piloting, guts, and tactics. Gunnery is, as the idea implies, the ability to shoot weapons. Piloting is the ability to resist being knocked down. Guts is how many times the pilot can be injured before they die or are otherwise removed from battle. That is actually one of the ways to get a mech out of action. If you knock it down enough times, the pilot has a low gut score, they will eventually be rendered unconscious or dead, and simply die of their injuries. And the mech, even if it's in relatively good order, will be knocked out of the game because the pilot's dead. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and pick Wildfire for the Atlas, because as you can see here, each pilot has a special ability. They do overlap, some have the same special ability, but in this case, Wildfire's is multi-target, and that means she can fire up to 3 separate targets within the mech's current firing arc, which is good because the Atlas has a lot of weaponry, both short and long range, and it would be nice to spread the pain around. For the Jaeger mech, we actually want to remove Witness because he is not our choice. He's got a nice ability called Sensor Lock, which is good for scouts because it locks onto an enemy mech and allows other teammates to more easily shoot at it. So in this case, I don't want him in a Jaeger mech, which is going to be standing in the back and kind of acting as a sniper. We're going to go ahead and put Buckshot in there, because Buckshot has Bulwark, which means she gains guarded when remaining stationary, meaning she takes half damage. And since she is the kind of support mech in this lance, she's going to be standing around a lot, not moving. Sumo, he has... and once I know what I'm doing here, okay, we're going to replace Sumo with Apex, and Apex has Precision Strike, which means that when she attacks with a single weapon, it ignores cover. And that's good because the Panther has a very small spread of weapons. It only has 2 weapons, really, so you're going to be firing a lot of single weapons here. And Blockade has Angel of Death, which allows him to do death from above with less damage, but since this is a scout mech, we're going to go ahead and go with Witness here. Since Witness and Mockingbird are our 2 scouts. Mockingbird, if you notice though, has a really terrible gunnery score, so if I need to shoot anything, I want to go with Witness because he is more than likely to hit it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we've got moods. Moods are really just ambiance, just flavor. They really have no real effect. These settings do have larger effects. For example, Death Valley has high heat, so mechs are more likely to overheat. They cool off a lot slower. Alpine River, everything is frozen, so you can fire your weapons a lot more. It's a lot cooler. Big Lock has a lot of water. We're going to go with Big Lock on this one. And as you can see, see both total, 2.49 out of 25. I'm right on 25 here. So let us go ahead and begin.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, BattleTech is set in the year 3025, and it's basically Game of Thrones in space. Everything is medieval, civilization has fallen apart, and the only thing really important left are battle mechs. If you have a battle mech, it's akin to being a knight in terms of medieval times. You're sort of an ability class, you have an advantage, and you are important because they don't have a lot of those. So each battle mech is usually centuries old and very important. And we're ready to drop, so here we go.
Command interface initiated.
Again, reminder, this is a beta, so please forgive any bugs, glitches. I always report those to our team. Alright, here we go. Here we have all 4 of our lance, all ready to go. Got the Atlas with the lovely skull paint, face paint on there. Love that. The Jaeger mech in the back. The Jenner up front. And the Panther. Panther was always one of my favorite scout mechs. Always nice to see it in there. Alright.
What can I do for you?
And as you can see, we've got where I run. Each dot means something. The blue dots mean water. Water will help keep your mech cool. As I said, heat is a factor, and we'll explain that once we get into it. Green indicates cover, which reduces incoming damage. As you can see, 25% damage reduction. And white means, well, you're just out there in the open. Now, once we find the enemy, it's going to break it down into phases. But right now, until you contact the enemy, anyone can move at any time. As you can see here, some mechs run a lot faster or slower than others. The Jenner just takes off at a breakneck pace, whereas the Atlas sort of menacingly lumbers along like an old 80s slasher villain.
Moving out. What? No.
Moving everyone up.
Advancing, I guess.
And as you can hear, every pilot is actually voice acting. They all have their own personalities and accents. actually can't stand Paradise. His voice actor grates on me. Not that he's a bad voice actor, just his personality is just a... I do enjoy almost everyone else, though. As you can see, the enemies move, but I can't see what they're doing, so I can't move anywhere. We're going to go ahead and sprint into cover here.
On my way.
And that gray arc you see when I select one of the dots to move, it shows where my firing arc is going to be, which way I'm facing. And that's important because that's going to
Waiting on
determine
you, Commander.
what I can shoot at in this time. And something else I want to show you here is we've seen them run, and they can also walk, obviously. But something else certain BattleTechs have are jump jets, which is, as you can see, the ability to jump on
I leap.
basically.
I soar.
You go, buddy. Do your thing. And there we go. Now you can jump up to access areas that other mechs can't access, get good vantage points firing on that sort of thing.
Okay, let's go. I'm here.
Fire, you're gonna move up here.
10-4.
Now you want to try and let the enemies scout for the enemy, but you don't want to get too far away from your heavy hitters because otherwise you won't have the firepower to back them up. Ah,
Confirming
there we
new
go.
bogey.
Got an enemy contact here. And as you can see here,
New bogey on the field.
there we go. Okay. And if you see there, what happened was at longer ranges, it's hard to tell what you have. They can tell what type it is just by the sheer sensor return it's giving, like an assault or a medium. And once they get closer, they can identify how much it weighs, so you'll have a better idea of what kind of mech you're facing. And then once they get in visual range, you'll be able to actually see what kind of mech specifically it is, and that'll give you an idea of what we're working with and what we're doing. Now, we are now in phases, and what that means is that in order it goes from lightest to heaviest. So light mechs go first, then medium mechs, then heavy mechs, then assault mechs. What's the nice thing about light mechs is you can actually reserve so they can actually move twice in the next round, which is a really, really nice feature. Represents the light mechs being more agile and maneuverable. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and reserve these until the next phase. Let them go first, let them get in range here. Alright, we got a Centurion. Okay, yep. Good medium mech.
Aye, aye.
Now what's nice is now I can surprise him with fire here and actually do that just yet. What I want to do is...
I hear ya.
Witness is going to jump down to here. And he is actually... I'm going to use the sensor lock ability. It's going to remove any kind of movement modifiers. So we're going to go ahead and lock on him there. Oh, somebody's jumping. Ah, must be the Vindicator. Okay. Oh,
Nice try.
nice. Okay, so obviously got a little shake in there.
Commander.
Apex is going to go ahead and move in for a closer shot. Okay, and these red lines indicate line of sight. So if I move here, I will be able, all four enemies will be able to see me, and I'll be able to shoot all four, but they'll also be able to shoot me. And since I'm in a light mech, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do something to move, get a better shot on the Centurion here.
On the move.
Attack, select. And over here it shows, our bottom right shows what we have and what we're going to shoot. SRM stands for short range missiles. There's also long range missiles, LRMs, and the PPC, which is basically a lightning gun. And you can turn these on or off as needed for weapons that you don't want to fire because you've got no shot on them or they're not in range or what have you. And then the hit percentage. So this says I'm going to hit both, so I'm just going to go ahead and
Targeting for an alpha strike.
There we go. Nice. Good hit. And next we have the heavies moving. Oh. And Jenner's taking a bit of a pounding there. But still good.
Hey.
Okay. Buckshot here. I'm gonna move her up to here.
Moving to position.
Now that red arc you see, because it's an arc and not a straight line, that means I have indirect fire. It means I can't hit her with my AC and my autocannons or my lasers, but I can fire my missiles to try and get him from a distance. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here.
If you say so.
Ah, and there's a head hit, so I've injured the pilot already. And he's now unsteady. Which means the more hits he takes like that, he can be knocked over. And that is an 80-ton, so that's their assault mech. Their awesome is moving up.
I'm receiving you.
And up as well. And wildfire.
Move order received.
And she can attack, and obviously she's only got the one target, and the only one in range is the LRM, so I'm going to go ahead and fire that one. If you're out of range, it just turns these all off automatically, but it's 100% going to hit, so... Oh! And just right there, almost going to fall down.
What can I do for you?
And let's see here. Go ahead and move him just to keep him moving. You always want to keep moving because when you move, you get bonuses for moving. I'm gonna skip sensor lock this time and go ahead and see if I can knock him over those SRMs.
This should be good.
Up and down he goes. And as you can see, he is down and injured. Alright, and this allows me to show you off the next part, which is one of my favorites, called Shot. Now, when a mech is either shut down due to overheating, or it's fallen down because it's been knocked over from the sheer amount of fire on it, you can do what's called a called shot, and you can call where you want the shots to be placed. So, for example, if the right torso is kind of thin, you can shoot at the right torso. I am actually going to be a sick SOB and take a shot at the head.
Let's see how you like this.
And that's another head hit. And he's got to be hurting at this point. I mean, he's been hit about 4 times. So he's going to be pretty injured. Now, it doesn't degrade. He's still pilots just fine until he basically drops dead. And he's moving for cover. And there's the Vindicator.
What?
Shot. Gonna go ahead and move her up.
Copy.
And let's see. Only 50% to hit him. But that's Turian, which is already in bad shape. Oh, looks like got good shots on him. Alright, and gonna fire everything. And there we go. And that's one way to take a mech out. Fire's gonna move up now.
Aye.
Really give that. Yeah, I want to go ahead and give that Orion something to think about.
Can't take many more hits like that.
No, no, you can't.
Good to go.
Okay. Alright, what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and move out of the way here. Go.
Coordinates received.
Move for the evasive bonus and cover. And take a shot at the... Yeah, bad idea. Awesome. No, yes. Take a shot at the Orion here. Also, I love this little feature here if you want to listen. If you listen, I love the sound design of this because you can actually hear the fusion engine going on the mechs when it zooms in up close, which is great. And you can actually see the heat coming off them as well. So you can see the Orion starting to smoke a little and steam from the high heat it's getting. That's the red bar that displays. And in fact, right now, if I fire everything on my generator, I actually would overheat it and start damaging my internal structure. But if I overheat too much, I'll shut down. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off one of those lasers there. Okay, there we go. Actually, you know what? Yeah, turn off the laser. Okay. And take a shot.
Tell me what to shoot.
There we go. Knocked him off his feet a bit there. That's always
Yes,
good.
Commander.
Yeah, you really want to... I'd recommend focus firing on a target just to wear it down. And to increase the chances of knocking it down. There we go. Almost got him knocked down. Not quite. There's the Vindicator. And he's still up. He might not have legs left, but...
Yes, Commander.
You know, she gets bulwark, so I actually do not want to move her because she gets a bonus for not moving. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a whack at the awesome here, start wearing it down on that. I know I just said focus fire, but turn off the lasers to avoid overheating. But in this case, I have the best shots
Roger
on.
that.
Oh!
I'm melting in here.
No.
Okay,
Ow.
that was bad.
This is where the AI, I thought, was kind of making a mistake. I thought I could have hit the Panther for a lot more
Waiting
damage.
for orders.
And now they're going to pay for it. I'm betting to bring the Atlas to bear. And I'm going to fire everything. Well, just about everything. And here we go. And that's why the Atlas is the king of the battlefield. It brings the most hurt possible out of any mech on the 3025 era. And that guy lost his knockdown, which is a shame.
Waiting for orders.
Okay. and have him just call the shot here. Let's call the shot. Obviously, you want the center torso because that's been damaged. And I just also love the detail here in the models. It's just beautiful work. I mean, the models are dirty, they've been used. You can see the steam coming off the little paint chips. It's just absolutely beautiful. And of course, the explosions are nothing to see that either. And that is another mech down for the count.
My heat getting pretty high.
And that was me not paying attention. I was not paying attention, and the mech is now overheated. As you can see here, it's a bit steamy hot, and it is now going to suffer penalties. I'm pretty much not going to have to. I'm going to not be able to shoot next
Aye,
turn. Let's see. I'm gonna do a jump behind. 2/3, 40% chance to hit. I'll move it there because she's got good gunnery. And she should have a shot on both targets. No. I'm going to focus on the awesome next just because it's the heavy hitter and I want it down. If I get it down with minimum of losses, I'm pretty much got this in the bag. You know, and then he'll head cap me with a PPC and that'll be all. That's this game works. Oh! Oh, he DFA'd me. Ouch.
I'm taking a pounding, Commander.
That was painful.
Standing by.
And again, she's
Right
good,
here.
so I want to just go ahead and attack because she's got bulwark. Okay. And too close for LRMs. Lasers back on. And firing.
Copy.
And as you can see here from the armor display, not doing a whole lot of damage to the armor just there. But this isn't assaulting, so... Oh!
That got through my armor, Commander.
Ow! Oh!
Ah, dang it, that hurt.
As you can hear, he's in a pretty bad state. I think this would be the point where he's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing. He's got, the SRM might work, maybe, a little bit, but he's lost all of his weapons. So, next turn,
Yes,
he's
Commander.
probably going one way or another. Next best thing for it is to go ahead and... Yeah, I'm just gonna start moving into melee range. Go ahead and just punch him. Have it. There we go. And gonna get witness up because he's got to spend that little action point to stand up. And now he can sort of. I'm just gonna death room above him because at this point he's got nothing left. Now, I also want to go ahead and point out the damage screens here while I got you here. White indicates it's been untouched. Gray is it's losing armor. This yellow means its armor's been shredded and it's been left with internal structure, which is basically the skeleton. Dark orange, obviously it's getting worse. And then red is it's going to be gone. And black, missing, means it's been destroyed. So we're going to go ahead and DFA here, which is definitely
Here we
above.
go.
Yep, and there he goes. Yep, and there you go. That's how you can lose. Those are the 3 ways to lose a mech. Either kill the pilot by taking out the head or repeatedly injuring him to the point where he runs out of guts. Taking out the center torso or taking out the legs. But he is knocked down now, so that
Commander?
does give me good options here. Let's see. What do we got here? PVC. 100% chance. Let's go ahead and move.
Firing a full salvo.
Oh, and there we go. Not paying attention to my heat, and that's gonna cost me. And indicator's up and on the move.
That could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been.
Standing by.
Okay, we're actually gonna back her up here. Because we are now looking at the rear firing arc. The Vindicator, it's going to take a lot of damage. The rear armor is a lot thinner if you look at it. You know, it's 90 points in the front and only 45 points in the back, so it's half that. So what we're going to do here is going to go ahead and don't want to run too hot here, so turn off the AC2s. Okay. Let's fire. And no weapon effects on that one, but again, this is a beta. Oh, ow, ow.
I don't like how this is going.
Oh, is he overheated? Oh, he's at overheating. Yeah, he's as you can see, he's sparking and sparking, and he's steaming and just all sorts of just unpleasantness. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Now what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use our morale ability. When you get enough, you can hit Inspire, which allows them to increase their prowess. So I'm going to go ahead and inspire them.
Come on, people. Let's make it happen.
Inspire them to punch them right in the face. Ah, not close enough. Oh well. Oh, close enough to unload an AC-20 right in the face.
Target locked.
Oh! Up! Up! Up!
Scored a critical hit.
As you can see, when the limbs blow off, they blow off with just amazing explosions and just bits of shrapnel everywhere.
Awaiting orders.
Okay. And it's gonna go behind this guy as well. Yeah, I need to watch my heat, so I'm gonna actually turn off the PPC.
Got the angle.
And he's gonna punch. Oh, swing and a miss.
Right here.
Alright, here we go. Buckshot, Jaeger mech. I'm actually going to put her in the water to cool off here.
I'll
Go.
try.
And let the Vindicator have it. And that Awesome's gonna get back up, and oh man, that thing's wrecked. Oh! And with wild, ineffectual flailing.
I'm here.
And time to punch him in the face.
Ah!
Oh! Oh!
Target down.
Right in the jibbies.
Aye, aye.
Alright, and this is going to be pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and move around, see if I can get another shot at the back. Nope. In that case, I'm just going to go ahead and reverse because it's hard to turn around. Go, get a bit of distance, and firing. Ouch. Busting through the armor on
Armor
that.
breach. Internal damage.
Alright. Fun time's over.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, that's good.
Moving to position. Here we go.
As you can see, the AC-2 doesn't do a whole lot of damage compared to the AC-20, as the name would suggest. It's a lot light. It's a much lighter weapon. But this also means the Vindicator has now exposed its back to the Atlas, and that's going to be probably a fatal blow, considering its armor is already exposed. Alright, we're gonna take a look at this here. And it's all cooled off from the excessive heat use by punching everyone in the face. And open fire.
Target locked.
Bye-bye.
Objective complete.
And there we go. That's a complete game. Alright, we view the action report here. Alright, and as you can see here, this is the after action report. This was a 30-minute match, which is about what these take, 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how cautious your playstyle is and how long it goes on. We have here friendly forces, so you can see what happened to who. In this case, poor witness. Witness me! Yeah, somebody's gonna have to get him to Valhalla. All right, because he's lost basically both arms and both legs. Panther here took minimal damage. Buckshot got beat up a bit, and the Atlas took almost no damage, but its armor is 19 tons. That's, for those of you who weren't paying attention earlier, that's almost as much tonnage as the Locust Scout mech. Alright, and over on this side, you can see how much damage you did before they died. See the Centurion where we killed the pilot, this thing had almost no damage to it. Which in the campaign would be great, because that would basically mean, hey, we just got ourselves a free Centurion. And neutral forces, obviously there are no neutral forces in an AI skirmish. And that is that. Now I have to go take this survey. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will post more of these if you guys want. And thank you all for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye-bye.